We were a spark that almost caught the wood, or maybe someday that felt so understood. We had the map laid out on the dash, but we ran out of road in a blink and a flash. I still have the tickets for the show we missed, the ghost of a promise in the way we kissed. We were standing on the edge of a beautiful life before the almost cut like a knife. We had the timing but we lacked the luck, like a high-speed train that suddenly stuck, close enough to touch, far enough to break, a masterpiece we didn't get to make. We were almost us but never quite we, a temporary harbor on a restless sea. We were a summer night that felt like forever, but we couldn't keep the threads held together. Now I'm haunted by the ghost of what could have been, the once in a lifetime that didn't begin. It's the cruelest kind of heartbreak to ever endure, to be almost happy and almost sure, but almost us is never forever. I see your face in the what-if dreams, in the fraying edges of my sweaty seams. You're the song that fades before the final note, the unsent letter that I already wrote. We were secret language only we could speak, but the foundation we built was just a little too weak. One foot in the future, one foot in the past, building a castle that was never meant to last. Is there a place where the almost go, where the seeds we planted actually grow, where we didn't let go, where we didn't lose stride, where we didn't let the ego swallow our pride? I trade all my now for one yesterday, where we chose to stay instead of walking away. We were almost us but never quite we, a temporary harbor on a restless sea. We were summer night that felt like forever, but we couldn't keep the threads held together. Now I'm haunted by the ghost of what could have been, the once in a lifetime that didn't begin. It's the cruelest kind of heartbreak to ever endure, to be almost happy and almost sure, but almost us is never forever. So close to the sun, we felt the heat, but we fell to the earth on a quiet street. You're my favorite story with a missing end, a lover I lost who was just a friend. Almost held you, almost kept you, almost us was the hardest almost I ever knew. I'm still tracing the outline of where your pictures hung, tasting the forever that died upon your tongue. You promised me a garden, but you left me with the weeds and a box of hollow sorries that nobody really needs. But then I catch a glimpse of how you looked when you were kind, and the anger starts to soften in the corners of my mind. It's a tug of war in darkness, it's a fever and a chill. The way you broke my spirit and the way I love you still. I should hate the way you left me in the pouring rain, but I'm still addicted to the sweetness of the pain. One hand holds the damage, the other holds the light of a version of us that kept me warm at night. I'm living in the space between the broken promises and soft memories, the never-ending lies and the way you used to breathe. I'm haunted by the way you lied and healed by how we felt, watching all the ice we made begin to slowly melt. It's the jagged edge of goodbye and the velvet of hello, the reasons why I hate you and the reasons I won't let go. A heart that's split in layers like rings inside a tree, torn between the heartbreak and the ghost of what used to be. I remember how you whispered when the world got far too loud, how you were the only silver lining in my cloud. Then I remember waiting for the phone that never rang, and the bitter jagged lyrics of the songs we never sang. You swore you'd never leave, you swore you'd be the one, but you folded like a shadow at the setting of the sun. Yet I find myself replaying the way you called my name before the love was buried by the guilt and by the shame. Is it possible to miss the person who caused the most regret, to remember every kindness and try hard to forget the promises of shattered glass beneath my bleeding feet? But the memories are silk ribbons, making the bitter taste so sweet. I'm living in the space between the broken promises and soft memories, the never-ending lies and the way you used to breathe. I'm haunted by the way you lied and healed by how we felt, watching all the ice we made begin to slowly melt. It's the jagged edge of goodbye and the velvet of hello, the reasons why I hate you and the reasons I won't let go. A heart that's split in layers like rings inside a tree, torn between the heartbreak and the ghost of what used to be. I'll keep the promises in the fire, and I'll keep the memories in the chest. One to make me stronger, one to help me rest. You broke it, you fixed it, you broke it again. Soft memories, broken promises, and the silence in the end. Wallpaper is peeling in the corner by the door, just like the forever that we don't have anymore. I'm sitting on the carpet where we laid out dreams, watching as the sunlight tears the shadows at the seam. I haven't moved the furniture, I haven't changed the sheets. I'm listening for your tires on these quiet gravel streets. The walls have heard our laughter, now they're drinking up my tears, echoing the ghosts of all our happy wasted years. I tried to go outside today, I tried to see the town, but every road I took was just a way of breaking down. So I retreated to the place where your memory is loved, to the only four corners where I'm allowed to be unproud. And I'm crying in the same old room where I used to hold you tight, praying to a ceiling fan in the middle of the night. Same old four walls, same old floor, same old hallway, counting all the promises we didn't mean to break. The world is moving on outside, the sky is turning blue, but I'm still in the same old room, still crying over you. Still crying over you. There's a coffee ring you left upon the nightstand's wooden top. I'm terrified to clean it, 'cause then the hush might finally stop. I'm a prisoner of the comfort of the things you left behind, your old college sweatshirt and the peace I can't quite find. Every time I close my eyes, I see you standing there, running nervous fingers through your messy, unbrushed hair. But then I wake up to the cold and the silences aglow, in the room where we grew up, and the room where you let go. They say find a new horizon, they say change your point of view, but how can I go anywhere when every path leads back to you? I'm pacing in a circle, I'm a tiger in a cage, stuck on a chapter while you've already turned the page. If I leave this space, doesn't mean you're really gone, or am I just a fool for waiting for a second dawn? And I'm crying in the same old room where I used to hold you tight, praying to a ceiling fan in the middle of the night. Same old four walls, same old floor, same old hallway, counting all the promises we didn't mean to break. The world is moving on outside, the sky is turning blue, but I'm still in the same old room, still crying over you. Still crying over you. The light is fading now, the shadows start to talk. I'm just a lonely figure against a lonely wall, still here, still me, without you, in the same old in the same old in the same old. I thought if I could reach you, I'd finally find my rest, that the storm would stop its howling once I leaned against your chest. I've been holding up the ceiling, I've been carrying the weight, running through the darkness just to reach your garden gate. And I'm standing in your shadow, looking up into your eyes. But the comfort that I'm seeking is a hollow gold disguise. Because even as you hold me, I can feel it coming in. And the arms that used to heal me are the ones that made me bend. I'm a house of cards in a summer breeze. I'm a dying forest falling to its knees. I came to you for shelter, I came to you for light, but you're the one who's fading in the middle of the night. And I'm falling apart in your arms tonight, dissolving in the glow of the fading porch light. The closer you pull me, the more I break down, like a beautiful castle that's starting to drown. I'm losing my grip while you're holding my hand. Too love is sinking into the quicksand. It's the saddest kind of magic, the cruelest kind of charm, to be finally home and falling apart in your arms. I can hear your heartbeat, but it's a rhythm I don't know. It's the sound of someone ready, someone letting go. You're whispering it's okay, but the words are paper thin. I can feel the winter air where your love has always been. and the world is turning cold, but I'm still here shaking, and the love we couldn't hold. Just hold me while I disappear. Just hold me until I'm no longer here. Falling apart, falling apart in your arms. I watch the coffee cup slip from your hand, like every single dream that we had planned. It hasn't hit the floor, it's suspended in the air, while I'm drowning in the stillness of your hollow stare. You started saying we need to talk an hour ago, but the words are moving heavy, thick and slow. I can see the goodbye forming on your lips as the world around me slowly loses its grip. The clock is ticking, but the hands don't move. We're stuck in the rhythm of a dying groove. I'm watching the wreck before the impact comes, listen to the beat of the funeral drums. It's a heartbreaking slow motion, frame by frame, watching the oxygen flicker out of the flame. I can see us drifting, I can see us break, I can feel the ripple of the coming ache. Every second is a year, every breath is a mile, as I watch the fading light of your ghost of a smile. I'm reaching out my hand, but the distance grows. That's how a heartbreak in slow motion goes. You're picking up your keys in a blur of gray. I'm memorizing shadows before they fade away. I see you turning toward the heavy wooden door, and I'm already missing you even more than before. The sound of your footsteps is a long drawn out beat, like a heart that's deciding to admit defeat. I wanna hit pause, I wanna go back before the colorful picture started turning to black. Why does the ending take so long to arrive when you're just trying to come out of it alive? It's the longest fall from the highest tide, a sunset that takes an eternity to turn into night. I'm bracing for the crash, I'm waiting for the sound, but I'm still midair, never hitting the It's a heartbreaking slow motion, frame by frame, watching the oxygen flicker out of the flame. I can see us drifting, I can see us break, I can feel the ripple of the coming ache. Every second is a year, every breath is a mile, as I watch the fading light of your ghost of a smile. I'm reaching out my hand, but the distance grows. That's how a heartbreak in slow motion goes. Slow motion, slow motion. And the door clicks a century later, and the silence finally hits like a tidal wave. I'm still standing here, watching you go in slow motion, so slow, so cold, so cold. I stood there on the platform as the iron started to hum, numb to the rhythm of the city's steady drum. I didn't beg for one more night or pull you by the sleeve. I didn't make it harder for the soul that had to leave. I smoothed the collar on your coat and looked you in the eye. I swallowed down to stay with me and didn't even cry. I wanted you to carry a memory light and clear instead of the heavy burden of a lover's desperate tear. Practiced in the mirror how to let my fingers go, how to be a harbor when the tides begin to flow. I put my heart in storage, I put my grief on ice, because loving you meant paying the ultimate of price. I gave you my best goodbye, the one you didn't deserve. I kept my spirit steady and I didn't lose my nerve. I sent you off with kindness, I sent you off with grace, with a gentle lion smile across my breaking face. You think I'm moving forward, you think I'm doing fine, but I'm lost in the silence of the things I left behind. I gave you my best goodbye, the hardest thing to try, so you could walk away without wondering why. Now the train is just a whistle in the distance of the dark, and I'm standing in the silence like a question with no mark. I could have screamed your failures, I could have listed every lie, but I wanted you to remember me as a blue and open sky. I played the part of stronger, I played the part of brave, while I was holding back the tears that I couldn't save. You walked away so easily, believing I was whole, while you carried off the only piece that ever made me soul. It's the gift I gave to us, a clean and painless break, the last and greatest sacrifice that I would ever make, to let you leave with dignity, to let you leave in peace, while I'm the one who's waiting for the pain to find release. I gave you my best goodbye, the one you didn't deserve. I kept my spirit steady and I didn't lose my nerve. I sent you off with kindness, I sent you off with grace, with the gentle lion smile across my breaking face. You think I'm moving forward, you think I'm doing fine, but I'm lost in the silence of the things I left behind. I gave you my best goodbye, the hardest thing to try, so you could walk away without wondering why. Go on, don't look back. The sky is clear and the tracks are black. I'm still standing here where the best of me went. A beautiful goodbye for a love that's spent. I gave you my best. I gave you my best. look in the mirror and I don't know the eyes staring back through a veil of these weary white lies. I used to have colors, I used to have dreams. Before I started stitching up all of your seams, I traded my hobbies for things you enjoyed. I filled up my silence to mask your own void. I was a mountain, steady and tall, until I made myself tiny to break your fall. I painted my soul in the shades of your choice. I softened the edges and lowered my voice. I built you a palace while I lived in the shed, and fed you my heart while I went unfed. Now the smoke is all cleared and the fire is through, and I'm standing here hollow, searching for a clue. I gave you my spirit, I gave you my truth, I gave you the best of my light and my youth. It's not just the eyes that I'm mourning tonight, or the way that we flickered and lost all our light. It's the person I was, the one I used to be. Yeah, I lost me loving you. I'm checking the drawers for a piece of my past, something that wasn't built just to not last. But the songs that I liked and the books that I read were replaced by the things that you wanted instead. I'm a ghost in a body I don't recognize, a victim of mercy and compromise. I was so busy making sure you were okay that I didn't notice I was fading away. In 20 tweets, if the world's moving fast, but I'm stuck in a version of me that didn't last. How do I find her? How do I start when I gave you the map and the keys to my heart? I'm starting from zero, I'm building from scratch, an empty old house with a broken down latch. Now the smoke is all cleared and the fire is through, and I'm standing here hollow, searching for a clue. I gave you my spirit, I gave you my truth, I gave you the best of my light and my youth. It's not just the eyes that I'm mourning tonight, or the way that we flickered and lost all our light. It's the person I was, the one I used to be. Yeah, I lost me loving you. I'm taking a breath, I'm saying my name, I'm stepping out of the shadow of your flame. It's gonna be quiet, it's gonna be slow, relearning the person I used to know. I'm sorry, heart, I'm coming back for you. I lost me, but I'm finding me too. I gave up the habits you didn't like. I parked my pride and I sold my bike. I changed the colors on my bedroom wall just to be the cushion that would break your fall. I until I couldn't see my own reflection at all. I built a cathedral out of your name and stood in the cold just to keep you in flame. I poured every drop of my soul in your cup, but you never noticed it was filling you up. That was the problem, the sting and the cost. I found you, but only was what I lost. I climbed every mountain, I swam every sea, but I loved you more than I ever loved me. I was your anchor while you were the wind, losing my way just to see where you've been. Now I'm standing here hollow, finally seeing the see-through. I didn't just lose us, I lost myself in you. I'm looking at photos and I don't know that guy, the one with the tired, desperate look in his eye, always checking his phone, always holding his breath. Loving you felt like a beautiful death. You took all the space, you took all the light, and I made excuses for you every night. I defended your shadows, I painted them gold, while my own story went completely untold. They say love is a sacrifice, love is a gift, but I gave so much that the earth started to shift. I was a shadow, following your lead, ignoring the garden that I had to weed. How do I learn to stand on my own when I've been your shadow for all that I've known? That was the problem, the sting and the cost. I found you, but only was what I lost. I climbed every mountain, I swam every sea, but I loved you more than I ever loved me. I was your anchor while you were the wind, losing my way just to see where you've been. Now I'm standing here hollow, finally seeing the see-through. I didn't just lose us, I lost myself in you. I'm taking back my name, I'm taking back my time. I'm learning to walk a straight, lonely line. It's a different kind of heartbreak, a different kind of blue. Realizing I loved you more than me. Yeah, I loved you more than me. And look what it did, look what it did. The sheets are still tucked on your side of the bed, like a secret I'm keeping or a prayer left unsaid. I reach for your hand when the room grows cold, but I'm just grabbing shadows that I can't hold. The scent of your skin is a ghost on the glass. I watch the hours and the headlights pass. Every floorboard creak, every wind at the door is a lie. I tell myself that you're home once more. The sun goes down and the walls start to shrink. I'm left with the thoughts I don't wanna think. The world is asleep, but I'm wide awake, counting the pieces of a heart that won't break. Oh, I still feel you at night, in the spaces between the dark and the light. A whisper of breath when the house is still. I try to forget you, but I never will. You're the weight on my chest, the ache in my bones. A king with no crown on a bed made of stones. The morning is coming to take you away, but I still feel you at night, come what may. I left the TV on to drown out the air, so I don't have to face that you're not really there. Sometimes I swear I hear your keys in the lock, but it's just the steady rhythm of the kitchen clock. I'm a pilot flying through a thick, heavy fog, looking for a lighthouse in an old travel log. How do I move when the ground is all gone? How do I breathe when I'm barely holding on? They say that the ghosts only stay if you ask, but letting you go is a mountain-sized task. So I keep the curtains drawn tight and low, because if I see the moon, I might let you go. And I'm not ready for the silence to be just mine. I'm not ready to be fine. Oh, I still feel you at night, in the spaces between the dark and the light. A whisper of breath when the house is still. I try to forget you, but I never will. You're the weight on my chest, the ache in my bones. A king with no crown on a bed made of stones. The morning is coming to take you away, but I still feel you at night, come what may. Close my eyes and you're standing there, your fingers running through my hair. But it's just the wind and it's just the cold. A story finished, a love grown old. I still feel you. I still feel you in the quiet, in the dark. Good night. I used to wear my heart like a coat of mail. I thought I was a mountain, I thought I couldn't fail. I had a wall for every whisper, a shield for every glance. I never left a single thing to the mercy of a chance. And you stepped through the armor like it was made of lace, with a quiet kind of magic and a light across your face. I let my guard down slowly, I laid my weapons on the floor, and I never realized I'd forgotten how to lock the door. They say love is a strength, they say love is a lie, but they don't tell you how it blinds you in the middle of the fight. I gave you the map to every place where I could bleed, and you use it as a compass for the exit that you need. 'Cause your love was my weakest link, my only open door, the one soft spot in a soul that was built for war. I could handle the winter, I could handle the rain, but I had no defense for the way you whispered my name. I was bulletproof through the world, I was solid as a stone, but around you I was liquid, I was skin and I was bone. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of the heart you left behind, realizing your love was the only thing that could break a mind like mine. I'm relearning the silence, I'm rebuilding the wall, but the stones feel much heavier and the ceiling feels so small. Every time I try to harden, I remember how you touched the places I kept hidden, because I loved you far too much. It's a strange kind of lesson, it's a cruel kind of truth that I traded in my safety for the fever of my youth. You didn't need a hammer, you didn't need a knife, you just walked out the door and took the color from my life. In the history of my life, I was the one who survived, the one who kept moving, the one who always arrived. But you were the fault line, you were the tectonic shift, the only person capable of making my whole world drift. I was strong everywhere else, I was steady and I was free, but you were the only version of weak I'd ever let me be. 'Cause your love was my weakest link, my only open door, the one soft spot in a soul that was built for war. I could handle the winter, I could handle the rain, but I had no defense for the way you whispered my name. I was bulletproof to the world, I was solid as a stone, but around you I was liquid, I was skin and I was bone. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of the heart you left behind, realizing your love was the only thing that could break a mind like mine. I'm putting the iron back on, but it doesn't fit the same. There's a hole in the center, in the shape of your name. My greatest mistake, my favorite sin, the only way the world ever got in. Your love, it was my weakest point. My only way to break. I check the screen until the blue light burns in my eyes, searching for a truth beneath 1,000 digital lies. The 3 dots started dancing, then they vanished in the air, leaving me with questions and a ghost who doesn't care. I'm scrolling through the history, the misuse and the haze, back when we were burning through those golden summer days. Now the status is active, but the silence is so loud. I'm the only person standing in this one-sided crowd. I'm shouting at a glass wall, I'm banging on the door, but you don't even see the typing bubbles for a signal in the middle of the dark. Just a message at the bottom. I'm a story left untold, a heart that's getting dusty, love that's getting cold. You've seen the way I'm breaking, you've seen the words I bled, but I'm just another notification you left on red. Yeah, I'm standing in the delivery, but I'm never moving on. Waiting for a scene to tell me everything is gone. It's the cruelty of the quiet, the things you never said, just a hollow heart that's waiting, left on. Maybe your phone is broken, or you're busy with a friend. That's the lie I tell myself to make the hurting end. But I see you posting pictures, I see you've moved along, while I'm replaying the lyrics of our favorite broken song. I wanna send a damn you, I wanna send a please, but I'm tired of the begging, I'm tired of my knees. You've got the power in your pocket to make my world turn right, but you choose to leave me hanging in the static of the night. Is it easier to ignore me than to tell me that it's over? To let the grass grow tall and let the weeds take out the clover? A goodbye would be mercy, go away would be a gift, instead of this slow drowning in a digital rift. Just one tap of your thumb and the healing could begin, but you'd rather let the silence win. That's waiting, left on read. My phone hits the floor and the screen starts to crack. I guess you're never coming back. 2 blue checks and a world of gray. I'm letting go, starting today. Left on rainy. We're sitting on the sofa, just a couple inches apart, but there's a canyon open in the center of my heart. The TV's throwing colors on your cold and quiet face, but you're 1,000 miles away in this familiar space. I reach out for your shoulder, but you're stiff beneath my hand, like a traveler lost in some foreign, frozen land. We're breathing the same oxygen, we're staring at the wall, but I've never felt more empty, and I've never felt so small. Across the light, your good night is a border that we cross into Ghosts in the same hallway with shadows in the hall, and the silence is the loudest thing of all. 'Cause I'm lonely, even when you're here, drowning in the middle of a love I used to fear. I'm reaching for a person who is standing in my side, but I'm sleeping in the desert in the middle of the night. You're a body in the bed, but your spirit's out of reach. A lesson in the soul that a hollow love can teach. I'm missing you while looking at you crystal and so clear. Yeah, I'm lonely even when you're here. Yeah, I'm lonely even when you're here. I remember when your laughter used to fill up every room. Now it's just a memory that's buried in a tomb. You're looking at your phone like it's a lifeline to the world, while I'm sitting in the corner with my shaking fingers curled. I try to start a sentence, but I choke upon the words, like the desperate broken singing of the winter weary birds. You're here but you're not present. You're close but you're not mine. Just a name upon a lease, just a glass without the wine. Is there anything more tragic than a house that's full of us, turning slowly into nothing under layers of the dust? I'd rather be truly alone with the wind against my skin than to be this close to nothing and let the coldness in. I'm shouting in my head, please look at me today, but your eyes are always focused on something far away. 'Cause I'm lonely, even when you're here, drowning in the middle of a love I used to fear. I'm reaching for a person who is standing in my side, but I'm sleeping in the desert in the middle of the night. You're a body in the bed, but your spirit's out of reach. A lesson in the sorrow that a hollow love can teach. I'm missing you while looking at your crystal and so clear. Yeah, I'm lonely even when you're here. Good night, I whisper to your back. The stars are out, but the sky is black. I'm touching your arm, but you don't feel a thing. I'm the only one who's still tethered to the string. So lonely, so lonely, right next to you. I've got a shoebox hidden underneath the spare room bed, filled with all the heavy things I wish that I had said. The ink is faded blue on pages, yellowed at the edge. 1,000 desperate promises I took as my own pledge. I wrote them in the kitchen while the coffee started cooling, thinking if I found the words I'd finally stop the schooling of a heart that didn't realize you'd already checked out, leaving me with envelopes in a room full of doubt. I licked the seals and stamps by the flickering glow of the bedside lamps. But I knew if you read them, you'd just see my fear. So I kept them in the dark, and I kept them right here. They're just love letters I never sent, the maps of all the places where I forever went, a library of longing, a history of pleas, written on my spirit while I was on my knees. Every page is a bridge that I was too scared to cross, a beautiful collection of everything I've lost. I'm a ghost in the mailroom, a message in the vent, with a heart full of love letters I never sent. There's one from last October when the leaves began to die, asking if you saw the same cold moon up in the sky. And one from that Tuesday when I saw you in the park, and I almost called your name out from the shadows in the dark. I wrote about the way you used to crinkle up your nose, and how I still can't stand the smell of winter blooming roses. I pour my soul onto the paper till the pen runs out of life. Then I fold the paper neatly, sharp as any knife. Sometimes I think of burning them and watching them turn black, to finally stop the feeling that I'm calling for you back. But they're the only pieces of us that haven't turned to stone, the only proof I have that I wasn't always this alone. So I tuck them back away and I slide them out of sight, the only conversation I'm allowed to have tonight. They're just love letters I never sent, the maps of all the places where I forever went, a library of longing, a history of pleas, written on my spirit while I was on my knees. Every page is a bridge that I was too scared to cross, a beautiful collection of everything I've lost. I'm a ghost in the mailroom, a message in the vent, with a heart full of love letters I never sent. No address on the front, no signature at the end, just a broken-hearted message I'll never get to end. And to the girl I used to know, to the boy who let her go, address unknown, return to sender. I'm still setting 2 plates on the kitchen wood, force a habit doing things I know I shouldn't. The clock on the wall has a heavy hand, ticking through a life I didn't plan. I saw your favorite coat in the hallway light, and for a second the world felt almost right. Then the silence settled like a coat of dust on the forever that turned to us. Is a love that hurts in the quietest way, in the words we both knew but didn't say. Is a ghost of your hand in the middle of the night, the shadows dancing where we used to be light. I'm secrets I still carry like stones are weighting down my heart and chilling my bones. I wonder if you're sleeping or staring at the wall. Do you wait for the phone? Do you wait for the call? Or did you erase me like a pencil line while I'm still here trying to make you mine? It's a love that hurts in the quietest way, in the words we both knew but didn't say. Is the ghost of your hand in the middle of the night, the shadows dancing where we used to be light. I'm breaking in pieces but I don't make a sound, just a slow lonely sinking into the ground. No screaming, no fighting, no slamming the door, just the love that hurts quietly more and more. They say time is a healer, but time is a thief, stealing the joy and leaving the grief. I take the storm, I take the rain, if it meant I didn't have to feel this hollow pain. But the house is so still and the air is so cold, holding on to a story that's already been told. So I'll turn out the lights and I'll close my eyes and whisper my goodbyes to the empty skies. It's a soft kind of break and a dull kind of ache, the kind of heart that bends until it just stays awake quietly. So quietly, I'm still loving you. I'm still loving you. The digital clock is a neon blue stain on a room that is heavy with the scent of the rain. I'm lying on the edge on the left-hand side, trying to find a place where a ghost can't hide. I reach out a hand through the cold, heavy air, but I'm just tracing patterns on a pillow that's bare. The silence is a hum, it's a roar, it's a scream. It's the wall that stands between the truth and the dream. In the daylight I'm a soldier, I'm steady and I'm strong. I can play the part of moving on all day long. But when the sun goes down and the shadows start to creep, I lose the war I fought so hard to keep. It's just me and my midnight thoughts in this empty bed, replaying every single word that we ever said. I'm a prisoner of the what ifs and the could have beens, counting all the scars beneath my paper thin skin. The moon is a witness to the salt on my face, to the hollow aching center of this lonely space. Yeah, the world is asleep while I'm losing my head, with nothing but my midnight thoughts in an empty bed. I remember the way that you breathe in your sleep, a promise that I thought was a promise to keep. Now the only sound is the heater's low moan and the terrifying realization that I'm truly alone. I scroll through my phone just to see your name, but the screen is just a mirror for my grief and my shame. I wonder if you're staring at a ceiling somewhere too, or if you've already found a way to be someone new. Is there a name for this hour? Is there a name for this ache? For the bridge that was built just so it could break. I'm staring at the door, hoping shadows will move, looking for a rhythm, looking It's January 2026, and I'm still waiting for the sun to burn away the memory of everything we've done. But for now it's just the quiet and the cold white sheets and the sound of my heart and the rhythm of its beats alone. So in my midnight thoughts, I'm sitting at the table where we used to laugh till dawn, but the chair across from me is just a ghost now that you're gone. I'm moving through the motions, I'm checking every box, while the silence in this hallway picks it all, the heavy locks. People ask me how I am, and I give them a disguise, a steady hand, a practice smiling, no panic in my eyes. But there's a storm inside my chest that's tearing up the floor, a hurricane that's screaming while I'm heading for the door. If a heart breaks in a forest and there's no one there to see, does it make a sound or does it just kill the part of me? The neighbors think I'm sleeping, the world thinks I'm okay, but they don't see the river washing everything away. Because the hardest part of losing you is the way it's so discreet. It's not a crashing ocean, it's not a crowded street. It's the water on the pillow, it's the salt upon the skin. It's the war that's never ending that I'm fighting deep within. No lightning strike, no thunder, no crashing on the ground, just the heaviest of burdens. But tears don't make a sound. I saw you at the station, you were looking for your keys. I felt the world go shaking, I felt it hit my knees. But I just kept on walking with my head held high and proud, while my soul was shouting stay, but I couldn't say it loud. You didn't see the fracture, you didn't see the spill, you didn't see me dying as I climbed that lonely hill. It's a quiet kind of torture, a mute kind of pain, to be standing in the sunshine while you're freezing in the rain. They say that crying helps, they say to let it out, but what do you do when you've forgotten how to shout? When the grief is like a liquid that's filling up your lungs, and the only songs you're singing are in silent silver tongues. I'm screaming underwater, I'm howling at the moon, but the air is perfectly still in this empty room. Because the hardest part of losing you is the way it's so discreet. It's not a crashing ocean, it's not a crowded street. It's the water on the pillow, it's the salt upon the skin. It's the war that's never ending that I'm fighting deep within. No lightning strike, no thunder, no crashing on the ground, just the heaviest of burdens. But tears don't make a sound. Watch them fall like autumn leaves against the glass. Watch the minutes and the hours and the memories pass. I'm breaking, but you'll never hear the crash. No, you'll never hear the crash. Quietly, tears don't make a sound. I found that Polaroid tucked in a dusty book. But when I told myself I'd never take a second look, we're leaning on the railing of that pier in June, two shadows dancing to a different kind of tune. Your eyes weren't tired yet, my heart wasn't guarded. Back before the finish, back when we just started, I ran my thumb across the edge where the colors gone to gray. And for a heartbeat I forgot you walked away. The wreckage is heavy and the fire's burned out, and we're just a story people whisper about. But before the glass broke, before the cold wind blew, there was a version of me that was perfect for you. Oh, let the world remember the mess that we became, the bitter words in winter and the burning of the name. But I'll keep the secret of the light in the dark. Before we were the ashes, we were the spark in a world full of sorry. And how could it be? I'm holding the ghost of the you and the me through the cracks and the scars. I still wanna say we were beautiful ones before we got in the way. Yeah, I walk past the coffee shop we used to call our own. It's got a different name now, and I'm standing here alone. The window shows a couple where we used to sit and dream, and it rips me at the center, pulls the thread out of the seam. They don't know the ending, they don't know the way of how a soulmate turns into a twist of cruel fate. I wanna tell them hold on, I wanna tell them wait, but I just keep on walking toward the garden gate. Time is a master at twisting the truth, turning the gold into rust and the proof that nothing can stay, no matter the cost. But I won't let the beautiful be what is lost. I'll strip back the anger, I'll peel back the pride, and look at the love we were keeping inside. Oh, let the world remember the mess that we became, the bitter words in winter and the burning of the name. But I'll keep the secret of the light in the dark. Before we were the ashes, we were the spark in a world full of sorry. And how could it be? I'm holding the ghost of the you and the me through the cracks and the scars. I still wanna say we were beautiful ones before we got in the way. Yeah, we were beautiful ones, like a sunset before the night, like a prayer in the morning light. I'll let the broken stay where it lies, and keep the beautiful behind my eyes. Once, just we had it all. House a fortress built of stone and winter frost, counting up the gains and never minding what I lost. I had a steady pulse, a rhythm like a clock, keeping every feeling behind a heavy lock. Then you came with your summer, you came with your light, and you showed me what it's like to be alive in the night. You found the only seam, you found the hidden thread. You pulled until the walls came crashing on my head. I used to think that feeling was a sign of being weak, that silence was the only thing a hollow soul should see. But you opened up the floodgates, you broke the porcelain skin, and now I can't stop the river from the mess you left me in. You taught my heart to beat, and you taught it how to break. You taught me how to give until there's nothing left to take. I didn't know the color red until you walked away. Now I'm stained by every word that you didn't have to say. You took a piece of marble and you made it learn to feel, but the pain is the only thing that's making this feel real. I was cold and I was safe, but you planted the seed, and now in the silence you taught my heart to bleed. Now every song on the radio is a knife against my ribs, and I'm choking on the forever that you whispered in your fibs. I see a happy couple and I have to turn my head, because I know the ghost of us is never truly dead. You gave me eyes to see the world, then you turned the lights all out. You gave me faith in someday, then you filled my soul with doubt. It's a cruel kind of lesson, it's a heavy kind of art, to be the one who taught us don't exactly how to start. They say it's better to have loved and lost than never loved at all, but they never felt the impact of this kind of long distance fall. I go back to the numbness, I go back to the gray, just to stop the way I'm leaking since the day you went away. I'm a map of open wounds, I'm a vessel that's been torn, cursing the very moment that this feeling was born. You taught my heart to beat, then you taught it how to break. You taught me how to give until there's nothing left to take. I didn't know the color red until you walked away. Now I'm stained by every word that you didn't have to say. You took a piece of marble and you made it learn to feel, but the pain is the only thing that's making this feel real. I was cold and I was safe, but you planted the seed, and now in 2020 say you taught my heart to bleed. It's a slow, steady drip on the floor of this room, a beautiful flower that met a sudden doom. I'm wide open now, wide open, and I can't close the wound. No, I can't close the wound. You taught me well, you taught me everything, especially how it hurts. You taught me how it'd break. I went to the market, I walked down the street, I smiled at the strangers that I had to meet. I talked about weather, I talked about work, I hit all the places where your memory lurks. My voice didn't tremble, my eyes stayed so dry. I mastered the art of the beautiful lie, but under the chatter in the coffee shop home, there's a rhythmic throb like a distant drum. I'm a crowded room with a hollow floor. I'm a smiling face behind a locked door. The world is a melody, steady and sweet, but they don't hear the heart that's missing a beat. 'Cause I'm shouting your name in my silence, a beautiful broken defiance. It's the scream in my chest that nobody hears, the salt on my tongue that never turns into tears. I speak to the wall, to the air, but I'm saying your name when there's nobody there. And every I'm fine and every I'm through is the quietest way of still calling for you. I've deleted the photos, I've put away books, I've avoided the mirrors and the way that I look, because I can see you in the shape of my mouth, like a compass that's broken and only points south. I haven't said it out loud in a year. The sound of your name is the thing that I fear, so I bury it deep in the back of my throat, like a message for help in a bottle of float. If silence is golden, then I'm turning to stone, building a kingdom on a path all alone. But the quiet is heavy, the quiet is loud. It's the shadow that follows me through every crowd. I can swallow the words, I can swallow the pain, but I can't stop the way that I'm whispering your name in the dark, in the I'm shouting your name in my silence, a beautiful broken defiance. It's the scream in my chest that nobody hears. The salts on my tongue never turns into tears. I speak to the walls, I speak to the air, but I'm saying your name when there's nobody there. And every I'm fine and every I'm through is the quietest way of still calling for you. Listen close. Can you hear it? The sound of the space you left behind. I don't say a word, I don't say a word, but I'm screaming your name, your name in my I woke up to the rhythm of the rain against the pain. It's been 40 days of shadows, 40 nights of just the same. The radio is playing something about peace, something new, but I'm still stuck in the static, a world that's missing you. I try to hum a different tune to get me through the day, but the melody of us is one that never goes away. It's the background noise of everything, the pulse inside my wrist, a symphony of all the little moments that I've missed. If I could put this hollow ache onto a piece of sheet, the world would stop and listen to the sound of my defeat. It wouldn't need an orchestra, it wouldn't need a choir, just a lonely broken string and a heart that's lost its fire. If missing you was a song, it never happened. missing you as a song. It's the only one I'd play. There's a bridge that leads to nowhere in the middle of the track. A desperate soaring vocal trying to call you back. I can hear the way you laughed in the high notes of the flute, but when I try to sing along, my voice is suddenly mute. It's got a heavy bass line like the thumping in my chest, a restless kind of tempo that'll never let me rest. I'm searching for the resolution, searching for the key, but the song just keeps on moving further out to sea. There'd be no grand finale, there'd be no big applause, just the sound of silence growing from 1,000 different flaws. It'd be the kind of record that you never wanna buy, the soundtrack to the moment that we didn't say goodbye. Starts to bend, to be a haunting, lonely chorus on a loop inside my head. The words I should have shouted and the things I left unsaid. It'd be the longest, slowest ballad that the world has ever known. A melody for everyone who's sleeping all alone. I play it on a piano that's out of tune and gray. If missing you was a song, it's the only one I'd play. Turn the volume down, but it's still ringing in my ears. The anthem of the lonely, the rhythm of the years. I'm still humming it, I'm still humming it. I'm still you, missing you.